Much of Ontario moving into the next stage of reopening. That includes allowing people to dine inside restaurants, drink in bars, and go to the movies. Indoor gatherings of up to 50 people will be allowed, and as many as 100 outdoors. Gyms are also being allowed to reopen for business. And joining me now on this front, Jenna Ladd. She's the owner of a gym called Iron North Studio in Ottawa. Jenna, good to see you this morning. Thank you for this time today.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
So some gyms are opening today, but not all. We saw the same thing when hair salons were able to open. Not everyone wanted to jump right out of the gate. I know you're reopening instead on Monday. Why did you make that decision?
Yeah, truth be told, we were waiting for a little bit more rules and legislation to be passed yesterday. So we were scouring the internet and watching CBC for any additional announcements. We just wanted to keep our members and our community as safe as possible and making sure we've dotted, all the I's and crossed all our T's. And we took the time to read through the legislation through the other provinces and get familiar with what's working at other spaces. And then additionally for us, it's just a matter of disinfecting our space and arranging it in a way that's optimal for social distancing, but also it's going to make sense for the consumer. So they're not just in their box with a million pieces of equipment, that they have the appropriate equipment available and it's all clean and ready to go.
Well, let's get a sense of what your clients will be facing when they come in. And I know you can give us a bit of a tour of your gym if you would, and show us how you're preparing to have members back inside.
Sure. I'll just flip my screen here.
Thank you.
So I'm currently standing in our fitness studio right now, and you can see we've marked our boxes out. How we've assigned it, we've been given X's where we want people to leave their items, and we're going to put secondary X's staggering people so they're at least 6 to 8 feet apart from each other. Right now we're giving everybody a bike, and you can see sort of an arsenal of dumbbells here that we're getting ready to disinfect, and plates that are scattered right now as we are waiting to receive back the rest of our equipment and then be able to disinfect and lay them out in these boxes appropriately. So we have 4 boxes on this side of the room, and then in that dark corner of our room over there we've got 3 more, and then additionally in our second studio, we will have 3 more boxes, and we'll have our teacher floating between both boxes or both rooms in order to coach appropriately.
Seeing those giant dumbbells, people will be just excited to see them, because as you know, people tried to buy them online and you just couldn't get any. But my big question for you is about the cleaning. I can just imagine. What is the protocol you will be putting in place to clean things like that?
Yeah, so we have given ourselves at least 30 minutes transition time between classes, if not more. Sometimes there's an hour between clients or classes. We have a number of different solutions we've been testing, whether that be Clorox with a paper towel or a fogging machine. So what we're trying to do is find the most cost-effective, time efficient, and then also sanitary way of cleaning. So what we've settled on so far is just your handheld Clorox wipe seems to do the job and gets into the nooks and crannies of all the materials. So we will have 2 staff on hand that's responsible for cleaning each piece of equipment, which individuals will leave when they're finished in their designated boxes. And then we'll come around, clean it, reset each station, and get each group ready. Our teachers are required to provide us with what equipment each student needs before the class begins, so that nobody needs to handle equipment before or after class. It's just up to the staff members.
Okay, you said you were scouring the fine print on rules and regulations. What is in place, if anything, about wearing masks inside the gym?
Yeah, so the rules that are set forth that we're aware of right now is that masks must be worn upon entering the premises and in common spaces. So in our lobbies, hallways, change rooms, anywhere that's not physically the gym, once they enter their boxes, they can remove their mask, put it somewhere safe, and they can work out without a mask. And then teachers will require to wear a mask as long as they feel they can communicate correctly. So they're going to be protected as much as possible, but we'll always give people the option to wear a mask in their own class if they are more comfortable. That's absolutely an option, but it's not required while they're working out, but everywhere else it will be.
Okay, Jenna, I know you're a fairly fledgling business celebrating your 5-year mark this year, and I'm sure you never imagined it would be in these challenging conditions. You're having to leave downtime between clients, having fewer people in at once. What does this all mean to you and the bottom line of your business?
Yeah, that's a really great question. And I feel like for us, it's not over. This process is not over. We're still in the heat of this pandemic, and we're still trying to understand what this means for us and if there is really a sustainable future. We're optimistic and we budgeted accordingly, and we're hopeful that our community can see us through and we're able to scale it according to what we imagine our income is going to look like now with about 50% capacity. But truth be told, there is still a massive amount of uncertainty. So operating at 50% capacity or less was not something we planned on. So for us, our plans of expansion or adding new equipment or promotions among our team have been suspended for the time being, and we're just focused on survival, making it through, rebuilding our bank account, and hopefully in maybe a year to 36 months time, we'll be somewhere where we were back in March.
Final thought from you. I know you were doing online classes, keeping up with clients that way. Well, how important was that, keeping that connection alive?
It was super important. Our members mean everything to us, and they have seen us through this whole pandemic. Without them, I wouldn't be standing here today. So we wanted to be able to give our members who maintained their membership as much added value as possible. So we offered about 20 to 30 classes a week, virtually either via Zoom or Instagram. And it was not only a way to keep our members engaged and giving them an opportunity, but also for us to continue coaching, doing the things we love, staying connected with our community. And it also added that social aspect. So while we couldn't see people, it felt like we were still connecting with them and making our jokes. So I think it had both that physical and psychological benefit.
I imagine Monday will feel great for all of you. Jenna, thank you for walking us through all of this, and we wish you the best with this.
Thank you so much.
Jenna Ladd is the owner of a gym called Iron North Studio, and we reached her in Ottawa.